Hi there guys and welcome to another Trains in 2018 video. Today we've got something a little bit new and a little bit special. Those of you who watch the stream will have already seen this, but this is Vulcan Productions' Harrogate Loop Route. I've been asked to do a video on this and the stream. I've been given some instructions that they want me to do, and everything else I can basically show you, so it makes no difference. I'm going to start off just to say how impressed I am with this before we even get into it. Most of the time I do these videos and you'll get to see the first time I get to run it. I actually streamed this first. So I was able to work out what bits look very nice and what bits don't and everything like that. And there is actually even an updated version that I will receive about 12 hours after doing this video on it, from bits that the guys spotted and changed. So really, we'll start with the manual, and then we'll go through a bit of the paperwork that he's given me. This is only a quick bit to start with, and then we'll go start the route. So background info. In 2010, the Transpennine route was formed by Jim Nobbs, created a substantial rail network spanning coast to coast between Liverpool and Scarborough, along with all railway lines between were included, such as the East Coast Main Line from York to Doncaster, Leeds to Bradford and the Calder Valley, and much more. The route had a team spanning over the years of some 23 different contributors. People came and went, all leaving some valuable work behind them. The main route focus for the beginning release was the Neville Hill to Leeds, Harrogate, York scenery, and was virtually complete by 2014. But the scenery was out of date by the standards set by DTG, and the route never saw the light of release and got shelved. This is written in first person. It's a guy called Thomas who's done this route, and on behalf of Vulcan Productions. He's part of the Vulcan Productions team and has been for about a year. So it says, and I began working on the Northern Lines in July 2016. I decided to take the route back off the shelf and update the scenery to bring it up to date. Doing so came at a cost though. Where the old version was solely Kuju scenery and freeware only assets and a huge unstable track network resulting in numerous crashes, I decided to cut off track that was not required. Today's network is very different than what it once was. So I think it was 512 miles originally, if I just read that bit. Yeah, so it's 512 track miles spanning from Liverpool to Scarborough and down to Doncaster, along with many branches around Yorkshire. Also at one stage, over the first 7 years, 23 builders who all produced superb work, allowing the route to be what it is today. There's only 4 original builders that are still active. There's Mark Walker, Cameron Burgess, and Chris Barnes, and Thomas Harrison, the guys that have been doing it. And these guys have been doing the testing as well. The route is now solely owned by Vulcan Productions, and what we have scenery-wise... it gets to that, hang on. The other cost was enabling numerous DLC packs to utilise the route into making it look much of a payware quality as possible. This is provided further on, as it says. Though you see the network is still a decent size, the work complete, so this is the bit that's actually available when this route launches, so this is what's left of the route, and what's available straight away, was Neville Hill to York via Harrogate. The rest will come in time, so that will be like the Colton Junction, Selby, Milford, that sort of bit. So what's actually included at the moment? The route between Neville Hill, Leeds, Harrogate, York and Holgate Yard is fully complete with scenery in this release. 10 scenarios are provided with the route and 2 free roams, various quick drive starting points and destinations. Some of those have even been fixed since I went and did it. I'm not going to go through the scenario requirements with you. What I will go through while we're just here is the route requirements. So he says, once again, he apologises for the amount of payware required, but to get the best look from the route, it just had to be so. So you will need the Creative Rail East Coast Mainline version 3 Modern from Creative Rail. Now this at the moment is currently not for sale on Creative Rail's website. I am assured that it is going back up, but not from any official sources. So I do hope that does go back up. Next is Liverpool-Manchester route. Just Trains, Common Library, so that comes with any Just Trains route after Newcastle to Edinburgh. You need the Wherry lines with Armstrong Powerhouse, though the steam version should be fine. Fort Williams to Mallig, West Coast Mainline Trent Valley, Settles Carlisle, West Coast Mainline over Shap. You'll need the RSDL foliage from the Isle of Wight route, Kuju Legacy asset packs, so you need those. That's European Loco asset pack and US Loco asset pack, and the UKTS freeware packs available from UKTS. Just going to things like the RSDL foliage from the Isle of Wight route, you just need the Isle of Wight route. The Kuju Legacy add-on asset packs. Now these are the European Loco asset pack and the US Loco asset pack. If you bought Train Sim after 2012, you'll need to make sure that you have those bought. They're not, I don't know how much they are. Everybody in most scenarios need the European Loco asset pack, so I'd be very surprised if you don't already have that. One thing that's in the manual that I really, really, really like is that there is a driving the route efficiently from a driver's perspective. So this was done by Jim Nobbs, the guy who created the route, and it just tells you about braking points and everything like that. So with many thanks to Jim Nobbs, here is a walkthrough on how to drive the Harrogate loop up to Knaresborough. Sadly the rest was never completed, but here is what we have. It's based on driving Class 150 DMU. So it says things like leave Leeds, brake test at Army Junction, lose 10 mile an hour on step 2, shut off as you come over the Kirkenstal Viaduct, brake at the footbridge for Burley Park. So these points are all in here. It goes on saying horse was shut off at Slanty Bridge, which slants down to the left, which I like that. Brake at Junction Box, brake towards end of straight. Wheaton, up to 6 mile an hour and maintain, shut off as you enter Wheaton Tunnel, brake shortly after you come out. So it's all there. It's really, really good. Really, really nice. I wish it could have been finished, so that would be great. I will go through the guys that have been involved in it, maybe in future videos. But for now, what I want to get doing is moving. So we're in the Armstrong Powerhouse 150. Let's get going. Hello, driver. Press T and open the doors and prepare for departure in around a minute. So this uses the Creative Rails York Station, the East Coast Mainline Modern, master key in neutral, AWS self-test reset. I want lights. Oh no, is it that one? I think, is it? Yep. Tail lights off, instrument lights on, marker lights on. So next up is Poppleton. Ah, DRA. Always catches me out. Wouldn't have been one of my videos without that, would it? Right, we are 2 Charlie 33, is it? 2 Charlie 33. 2 Charlie 33. And we are, let's just make this up, 258. There we are, 2 Charlie 33. So station announcements are nice in York as well. So we've got the NRM to our left, and then the Trans-Pennine Express depot, which is the 185s, I think. And that's the Creative Rails East Coast Mainline Modern as well. Oh, got some guys down there. So every time I sort of drive this route, I'm spotting new little bits and pieces. I will add at the start of this, you do need to remember this is a work in progress. route still. So if you see anything that isn't quite there, I know there's is there a turn back at Horsforth that's been put in, and a couple of signal boxes that have been added since my stream last night. So it's looking pretty good already. These guys are taking this seriously. The speed that Thomas is working at on this is amazing. Like, even as soon as that stream was out, by about 2 hours later, he'd had it in. It was already in. It's just unfortunate. I was supposed to be recording this on a Tuesday morning, but I've actually been called into work, so I've had to do it on the Monday night before I can get the latest version, which I wouldn't be able to get till tomorrow morning. But it's no problem, because this I really, really like. So you got the sewage works, which is a sewage treatment plant, or whatever they call it, outside of York, which I like. One thing I'm going to say at the start of this video, just for you guys that I know will ask, when is this route going to be out? Again, just like the DPS one, I can't answer that question, so don't worry about commenting. My advice to you is keep an eye on the TPR team website, but also it will be Vulcan Productions. So if you just sign up to the Vulcan Productions Facebook page, give that page a like, you will find out when it's coming out. Don't worry if those of you that don't have Facebook, I will be doing videos of this and you will be told very quickly when it's out. As soon as it's out, I'll get another video up. There might even be another updated video, I don't know. I might do a couple of other scenarios for it, just so you get a look at the whole route. I'll have to speak to the Vulcan production team and see what they think on that. But yeah, this is where this route really starts to really shine. Again, you guys know what I'm like with my fencing and little line side detailing, and that's what I've got here and here and here. It's all... Somebody said in the stream the route looked alive, and I really liked that, because it was right, it did look alive. Do you know what I mean? Where there should be power side fencing, there is. I actually had two guys on the stream that travelled this route quite a lot, and they were both really, really impressed with it. Both Tube Man, which is Martin, which is a guy that's followed me on YouTube for God knows how long, a long, long time, and another bloke that was new to the stream just for this route, and both of those were really, really impressed with the accuracy. But they also helped point out some bits that needed changing or were missing, which again, for these developers to have the, I suppose the balls, the kahunas to show off these work in progress stuff and take these sorts of bits of help or constructive criticism really well without getting snotty about it, it's just really gentlemanlike of them, and I was really, really impressed. I had two guys from Vulcan Productions. Thomas did manage to get onto a bit of the stream and see it, but there was a couple of guys from VP there that were going through it with us, so it was really nice. The station's lovely. Even though some of these assets, the assets are reused or whatever, it really doesn't bother me. Some of them are. These are the UKTS signals, which, yeah, could look better when you're up close, but they bounce properly and everything, so I'm not moaning too much about them. In fact, I'm not really moaning at all, because it all looks pretty darn good. There's lots of people around. I know that might sound like something silly, but there is lots of people around, and the wiring going down to the signals is all there, and it's lovely. Did I open the doors? I did. As I said, it's work in progress, so there will be bits like here where the doors aren't open. These will all be fixed before release. But by all means, if you notice things that are constructively helpful, stick it in the comments, guys. I also want to know what you think. I really want to be able to show these guys a bit of support. Look, fencing. And the route isn't oversaturated with trees and things like that. The foliage that's there is decent enough. If you have a look from up here, you'll see that the scenery ends at a decent rate. It's not masses and masses and miles away. It's pretty nice. And at first, when I heard what the route was, I mean, I haven't got a massive knowledge of the Harrogate Loop route at all. Really, really don't. And I just didn't realise how pretty it was. It is stunning when we get further up here. Anyway, I'm giving bits away and I shouldn't. Just the detail in the fields and stuff. What I will do is stick the frame counter up for you, just so you can see. So at the moment, 93 frames per second, so it's not exactly frame rate intensive. The guy that originally started this route had was it a 2,000 asset per tile limit. That's not the case now. It has got more than that, but actually in the country stretches it's probably not anywhere near as excessive as a lot of routes. So this end of the route was made with performance in mind. Leeds itself is pretty intensive, but it's well worth it. It's so worth it. Just the fact that the fields aren't bare. We've even got some animals in there. You've got some cows. Texturing's been done well. Everybody likes having animals. Something to see. I think on the way to Scotland we had llamas at one point. Like an old station that's been turned into, it's just, the level of detail that we are getting from these freeware developers is something else. I'm yet to see a rubbish. It sounds really bad to say, doesn't it? But I'm yet to see a rubbish one. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some pretty pony freeware routes out there that are available. But with the DP Simulations route and this, it does just go to show you, doesn't it, that there really are people out there in the community of Train Simulator that care. And as much as sometimes we feel let down by DTG, and even sometimes there's people that felt let down by Armstrong Powerhouse or some of the larger pay, even Vulcan Productions, there was people that were disappointed. Some people were disappointed with the Vulcan, the Vulcan pack, the Deltic pack. This is going to be freeware, and yeah, before somebody says it, yes, but you need a lot of payware. Of course, you need a lot of payware to get a route that looks this good. If you were going to pay somebody to sit and do every asset from scratch, to model it, to export it, import it, texture it, do all that, you'd be, oh god, far too much money. We'll just recheck that when we get closer. Yeah, it's still approved. I did remember doing this. There was a slight... So this is Hamilton. And I said this in the stream, and I think anybody came back and said to me, BVE, I don't know if any of you played that, but wasn't Hamilton one of the main stations on Network West Midlands? No, those front doors haven't opened at any of the stations so far, so I'm not sure if that's an issue with the train itself or with the scenario. But again, this stuff will all be sorted before launch. I mean, down here, one of my favourite things about going by train is peeking in people's gardens. And this route sort of gives you that. You can have a little peek. What are the blue things? I didn't see those. Love the swings, though. I was saying that about Train Sim World the other day. Let's see Caligas bottles. Swings. Train Sim World, eat your heart out. Look at that. Greenhouses. Pinto. Is that a pond? It's a koi pond. And the water even wiggles in it. Do you know, somebody's seen that and gone, right, well, we better give that a go. You can really see in that garden, we'll better add something in there. And you get voyeurs like me having a look in. Not really that kind of voyeur, I promise you. What, matey? And some orange. So like I said earlier, there are 11 scenarios, 2 free roams, and like loads of quick drive start points. As you can see, I'm still learning the braking points. This is one of those routes as well. Those of you that don't like driving with a HUD, there are so many little landmarks and memorable bits that it should make it really, really easy. I mean, I can't wait for Peter from PTG Rail to get his hands on these, because he'll have a field day with this. It's a lot of business minute cattle. Yeah, it's something with a train. I'm sure of it. don't know if it did this last time actually I drove it. Probably an issue my end more than with the route. Now, sorry, I've got a hideous cough as well at the minute. My chest's a bit wheezy. Reuse of assets. You want to see how to do it properly? There's a perfect way of doing it. That's a Settles Carlisle station. It blends in fine. It's lovely. And I know that line-side vegetation causes people lots of issues in the real world, and everybody goes, cut them all back, cut embankments back like they used to be in the old days. I think it's quite nice on this route. Really is. And even though you guys are really, I prefer big long straights and a bit more racecoursey track. Even though there's probably not a section that's not sort of 10 miles apart between stops, I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the stopping. I've enjoyed thinking about where the braking points are. I mean, this would be the second or third time I've done this route now. Only the second time this way, actually. But I mean, doing 65 on the East Coast Main Line is like crawling on this route because it's compact and got a real better ambience. It feels like you're doing a fair speed. So much so that I keep speeding. And some of the gradients on this route, man, are a challenge. So it just adds in that different element. I mean, here we're fine. You wait till we get further along this route. Every crossing has a little cameo. Every something has a little thing. It brings a smile to my face. Nice bit of jointed track as well. And I'm not going to lie, this has one of the prettiest scenes I have ever seen in Train Simulator further on. In fact, next, I think. It's got sort of that charm of old and new. I mean, like an old plate layers hut with the more modern relay boxes sitting beside it. It meshes the two together really nicely. Like a lot of our railway is. In Britain you can have a Victorian brickwork containing modern day fibre optic signalling equipment. It's just, it is how it is. I love the fact there's actually quite a lot of little classic buses started about the route. I'm not sure if Thomas has a bus thing as well. So remember, this tunnel's pretty short. You can actually see it's more like an overbridge. Beautiful little station in a town I've never been to, but after this route I'm going to. I've been kindly told there are a lot of nice pubs as well. Yeah, it's definitely the train. Okay, those of you that know Knaresborough, I think Knaresborough, will know that this exists at the end of it. But by God, is this stunning. It's like what every model railway, I think, has ever been based on. It's just beautiful. Truly, truly beautiful. So much so that this is my screenshot. And the train isn't even going to be the prominent feature. anybody that sees this and doesn't go, yeah, all right, that's pretty good, is tapped. Because it is pretty good. It's lovely. We're on a fair climb out here now as well. So we've got a 50 then down to a 30 and then 60 just before starback. I might actually make it a bit of a mission of mine to be able to do this route without the HUD. So 150-1 there. And it was for me, it was a little bit of a geography lesson as well. Places I'd read about in train magazines or things like that, and then really seeing them and feeling like I've seen them as well. Not just sometimes a train sim, you just sort of, you like the look of place and you go, oh, that looks nice. I've never really felt by looking at something on train sim, I've gone, oh, I actually want to go there. And you know, seeing this on the Harrogate Loop and seeing Knaresborough there, I was like, that actually, I'm going to go and have a pint and watch trains go over that bridge. It's on my list. It's on my list. And yeah, there's nowhere that's really done that for me. So next stop is Harrogate. It really is one of those routes where there's a lot to look at, that you can end up distracting yourself quite badly. And considering this has been done by a small team as well, it's really, really impressive. Well, I say that, 23 people over the 7 years it's been around. And without those 23 people, it wouldn't be where it's at today. Just pull in really slow so you can have a look, and then I'll hop out and show you the rest. Something about this station I really liked in the stream, and my face is still smiling when pulling into it. Matey boy and his missus watching trains, lucky man. Don't know though, I'd quite like the peace and quiet. And again, another little quality cameo going on here. Check that out. An RAC man. Doing his business. Just doing some steam coming out of it. Would I hazard a guess to what that may be? Round headlights, slightly squarish body, but slightly slanted. Could be an old Alpha. Love it, love it. There's even there's a poster up here. Where was that? Was it this one? Might not have been here. But you see the classic buses as well. I quite like that they're sneaked in every now and again. Oh wow, I didn't see all these people. What are they up to? I didn't see them in the stream. The Yorkshire Post. It's just really nice. It's really nice. Anyway, I've got to get out of here. Went out there a bit quick. Another bit I noticed really like is just this. Just the fact that you've got bridges that have the fencing where they should be, and I keep going bleating on about fencing, but it's one of my bugbears when you clearly see somebody's house just plonked on an embankment with nothing between it. Yeah, we get the gist, but when it's that close to the track, brilliant. See, if it was behind a set of trees, then the house. No, if I can't see it when I'm from the cab, I'm not really that fussed. I like this staggered platform. I remember it was staggered now. I don't have to panic so much. I think at this point on the stream, there was like 79 people watching me. This route got me the highest amount of viewers I've ever had, and rightly so it should have done. Try that CCTV camera view. It's very pretty. I think for me it's like a model railway. It's like a really detailed model railway, and I know it basically is because that's what train sim stuff is. But if you've, like, in model railway terms, if you've got, say, 4 foot long by 2 foot wide, right, you've got 4x2 layout, you can't squeeze masses in there, but what you can... Oh. What did I do? What did I do? Ah, that AWS ramp that was there. That'll be on then. That'll be for more Ford going down to the 20. Always go out of the cab at the wrong bloody time, don't I? It wouldn't have been one of my videos if it was completely straightforward, wouldn't it? As I was saying last night, actually following on from that, I had like 79 people watching the stream just at that point there, and I was trying so hard not to spad or run a station or overrun or anything like that. And I think it was that station that I overran just. But I definitely did feel the pressure, put it that way. But yeah, as I was saying, model railways, it's about what you pack in. Just little things like the relay boxes, the AWS ramp, and the detailed one that they've used. The way the bushes were sitting nicely with the track. It's just fantastic. This is also a lovely viaduct. It does have a 20-minute right at the end. It's a fair old bend, isn't it? So this is actually one of the scenarios that comes with it. This isn't one that I've had specially done for me or anything. Pace is struggling up there, look. Still getting used to driving this 150 as well, even though I've driven it quite a bit. It reminds me very much of the 321. I mean, I know they're both 3-set brakes and all that jazz, but something about the way this drives is very much like it. Where is this as well? Panel? Is that how you'd say it? Looks like there's a nice pub in Panel you can go and sit and watch the trains at as well. Yep, I could get used to that. I know it'd only be Pacers and 150s and that, I'm guessing, but I'd be happy with that. How a lot of the time you see trains these days, isn't it, behind fencing like this? It's kind of trying to always try and find a spot where you can get round it or get above it. Didn't see you guys there. What did I say about the crossings? Taking your mutt for a walk. That's a mean looking Doberman, that is. Careful with him. Just gone green, fair enough. I can't help myself actually slightly falling in love with this. And I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on this, get out there and drive it. More scenarios. I mean, I know for a fact there's people like Chris and a couple of the other scenario guys itching to get their hands on this. And I don't blame them. And with the other sceneried areas of the route done as well in the future, the scenario potential is impressive. See, like the anticipation of me coming around this corner, I can't remember what it looks like. I can't remember if it's just going to be there when I get round here or not. Again, back garden paving. It's just alive. Is this the mega long tunnel? No, there is quite a long tunnel. Another one of the lovely viaducts. Ah, so pretty. And I'm not really one for a pretty route. I'm not even one for pretty scenery, really. I like industrial scenery. But you stick a train on it. Fair old climb up now. This is the long one. Oh, I did have them on. Just not down enough. It's a nice chance to look at the cab light as well. It's a fair length, this one. I don't know exactly how long it is, but it's fairly long. I think someone said last night it had like 3 ventilation shafts or something ridiculous like that. Horseforth, that is where the turn back is. Did I say? I probably said Horsefield. It's Horseforth. Cutting coming out of here is nice as well. I'm pretty sure this is us like on the final. That is us on the final little stretch into Leeds now. Anyway. Even has moving traffic alerts, better than Train Sim World. Sorry, I had to drop that one in there. Here's another look round the station. They sound a bit farty, don't they? You know, mate. Oh, my doors are still open. Yeah, so we're 5 miles from Leeds. We're at Burley Park. Well, Headingley, then Burley Park, then Leeds. Just really weird as well. Usually when I do a video, I've got like 1 or 2 screenshots to go for. And when I did the DPS route one, because it was the first time I'd driven the route as well, I only had a few screenshots to pick from that I'd taken throughout recording the video. But with this, because I streamed it the other night and played it, well, I streamed it a few times and did this, I've got a bit of a dilemma on my hands of what screenshot I pick. It's weird to think this is a route that has been in the works for around 10 years. As much as 7 years is when it's been really worked on. 10 years. From the start of Train Simulator. It's fantastic. Didn't realise I was only in notch 3 there. I'd really like to know from you guys who are from around this area and have done this line again. What do you think of it? Stick a comment down, let us know what you think. Vulcan Productions, as I said earlier, have been massively receptive to feedback. So was this another staggered platform? I don't remember there being 2. So this is Headingley. Burley Park next, then Leeds. I'm really excited to show you guys Leeds. So here's a station that's creeped up on me. I can tell you something funny in a second as well. Those of you that watch the stream would know. When I was pulling in here, I thought we had a little cameo of Mrs. Brown's Boys going on. But no, it was another Dermot. I don't know if it was my brain just linking, like, I don't know, I'll call it a Dougal moment. That's kind of what it was. Anyway, this is Burley Park. Pretty little bit. Next stop in 2.15 miles is Leeds. Now this, I think, as far as I can tell, the first time we'll have seen Leeds properly in train sim. And this is a up-to-date Leeds. So we're running about 6 minutes late. It's about 6 minutes late. Yeah, around that. Which isn't too bad for me, I'll be honest. Another nice little touch coming into Leeds there as well. Coming over to the overhead line bit as well. For some reason out in my head that junction was 35. It's just really captured that feel of coming into a city. Now I'm going to do what I did in the stream, and that is when I pulled into Leeds, I didn't open the doors so I could show you around it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leeds. Don't worry, I'll give you a good tour of it. So, Leeds. There is one section that isn't complete. Well, actually, it isn't fully complete, and we don't know if it will be. I don't think it will be, as far as I'm aware. The reason for this being, it's actually been made by wagons. So those that made the 313 and the 315, the coming up 315, the 90. And just with their other projects, they just are too busy to finish it, unfortunately. So it is kind of in the state it's in, and that's how it's going to be. So it's this corner is what I think is the bit that's missing, and some canopies. So before I open my doors, we'll go and have a look around. So this is Leeds. Can I say that again? It's Leeds. We're in Leeds. Leeds. Nice advertisements. Was this the East Coast one I was going to say, yeah. Check out those escalators. Now, I know I moan about ambient noise, and I do moan about ambient noise, but in a station I think it's necessary, it should be there. And that's what it is here. I've got some milk bottles, I'm not sure what they are yet. Tom's just going to have a look for me and find out. But yeah, we have Leeds. Even so much in the up here's done. Check out Starbucks. Even those people behind the till. And I think this is the incomplete corner, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. It might, yeah. It's just really nice. I might see if I can just make it to Neville Hill. I don't know if I'll be able to. No, I can't, but Neville Hill. Oh, there you go. Is there. It's Neville Hill Depot. That has got sheds and everything. All the sheds that should be there are there. It's just because the tile hasn't loaded in because I can't get close enough to it. But it is there. So, let me open the doors at Leeds. And we'll end the scenario. So once again, guys, I can't tell you when this route is out. All I can tell you to do is head on over to the Vulcan Productions Facebook page and keep an eye on there. My guess is it's not far away, but I don't know any more than that, and I really, really don't. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please give this video a like, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and share if you want to get this route known out there, because that's what I want to do. I want to see this route out there, seen, drum up some absolute buzz for it, because it's lovely and these guys deserve it, and so do all of the guys that have worked on it. Once again, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.